All right, guys, let's continue with the next part. So I'm already opened my VM. Let me log in. I'm doing from root account. So what's the plan for today? So today we will see some more important commands that are useful. I think my password is wrong. Some useful commands whenever we write some program or further do with some projects. There we might require something. So we will see those commands today and practice. Okay, so let me go to terminal. So the very first command I want to show you, that is slip. What it will do, last time or maybe last to last video we have discussed about cell. Cell is prompting here. Press enter, I will execute the command and give you output. So if you want to pause the cell for some time, maybe 5 seconds, there may be some requirement come up in your project. Like if you want to pause the program for 5 seconds or maybe 10 seconds, there you can use this command slip. If I am doing slip 5, press enter. See, the command prompt is paused for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the again prompt come up. For 10 seconds if you want to do 10. Okay, so this is one thing. It will wait for 10 seconds, then again prompt come up. Till those 10 seconds I cannot type anything. Let me show you again. I'm pressing 10, then again I'm pressing enter. I am writing something, but I cannot execute that. After 10 seconds I will get the prompt. Okay, see here, whatever I have written, that thing comes up. This is one thing. Next, suppose in future you have written some program and that executes in foreground. Foreground means currently you can see many processes are running as your operating system is running. Let me show you in Windows. If I go to my task manager, there you might see varieties of background processes are running. So in Linux, how you can see, there is one command called ps-aux. We will discuss more about it later, but it will show all the processes running. See, last time I just opened the terminal, that is by root user at around 11:45. I think the time is now 11:45. So that is the bash program, the terminal. Okay, next totally the slip program I was running, it is showing 60. Then finally I executed the command called ps-aux. These three commands only I have run after launching my operating system. Before that, see, many more processes are already running. As you are in your operating system is up and running. You can see the icons, you can use it. So behind the scene, many more processes are running. So I can use less command to see from the very beginning. I can use pipe, then less. It will show from first user, which user is running the program, then PID, that is process ID, and CPU, percentage CPU, how many CPU they are consuming, how many memory they are coming. There is something called VSZ, RSS, TTY means terminal. See here, these are question mark. It means they don't require terminal. They are running behind the scene. They are running in background. And something called start, then starting time, then how much time they consumed, and finally the command, which command they used. And here I can press enter and go down. Okay, this is the way to go down, and finally end come up. I will press Q. See, a lot many processes are running behind the scene. We cannot see them. They are running to give up or to give the entire operating system up and running well and fine. See, many processes are there. Okay, so now suppose your program will take 30 seconds. For this, how you will put your program in background? Just I am giving some example. The slip command is one which will pause the prompt, so I can do slip 5. It will pause the prompt for 5 seconds. But if I want to do this process or run this process in background, so that during those 5 seconds I can also execute some more programs. Let me increase. In place of 5, let me type 20 seconds. I want, this is one program, this will run, as well as I will execute some more programs during this 20 seconds. I don't want to waste my 20 seconds. Okay, so then I have to run this program in background. How I can run? Just a minute. Let the prompt come up. I will show you. Okay, so 20 seconds complete. The prompt come up. So I want to run this process in background. So for that, I will use this symbol. This is and or ampersand, you can say. This symbol will let the process to run in background. Let me show you. I'm pressing enter. See here. one process running in background, and I can go and run other commands. Okay, so you might think 20 seconds may be complete. Let me increase the time. I'm giving 50 seconds. 50 seconds is much more. It's nearly 1 minute. So I can see here the sleep 20 is done. It is showing here, and I can do date command. I can run cal command. I can do echo hello. Okay, these many things I can do. So your 50 seconds, and this program is running behind the scene in background, and I am doing some other commands, other programs. I'm running some other programs in foreground. This is one thing. Next, suppose let me create a scenario. Here I'm doing sleep 50 in background, then sleep 40 or 30 in background, then sleep 20 in background. Now you can see, sorry, this is sleep 200. Okay, so you can see here some processes are running background, some processes are running behind the scene. Now how I can see how many processes are running behind the scene? In this terminal I can use jobs. You can see these jobs are running. They have given number 3, 4, 5. These are running, not yet completed. Let me again do jobs. See here, this is done. So they have given output this 30 seconds completed. Now they are running 50 and 200. So I think 50 might be complete. See here, the 50 seconds is complete. Now if I do again jobs, I can see the only and only running process in background is sleep 200. Okay, now if I want to bring it to the foreground, what I can do? I can use FG, then the program number is 5. See here, they're running sleep 200 from that point, and I cannot use my terminal because they are running in foreground. I have to wait for some seconds. How many they are left with? These many numbers or these many seconds I have to wait. So I can wait, or I can do Control C to quit. One more thing, like you must be knowing about Control C. I'm telling every time Control C is for quit. There is one command called Control Z. Okay, so what is the difference between Control C and Control Z? Okay, left control plus C, left control plus Z. Suppose I am giving sleep 50. Okay, sorry, I'm giving sleep 50. So my program will run in background for 50 seconds. Okay, let me first run in foreground. Okay, this is program. Don't think it is a sleep command. Think it's your program. You have written some 1,000 line of code. It will run for 50 seconds. Then it will give some output. Okay, try to just simulate the environment. This is your program file, and it will run for 50 seconds. It is running in foreground. Now if I want to just quit the program, then I will do Control C. Program quit, program stopped, or I can say program terminated. Let me again do the same. I'm running the program again. Okay, press enter. The program is running. Now I am doing Control Z. See here, that time I had done Control C. Now I have done Control Z. Now you can get the prompt, and it seems like the program has stopped. Okay, but this will hamper your what I can say performance. In which way? Actually, Control Z never means stop or quit or terminate. It will just pause the program and put it in background. How I can see? I can go to jobs, press enter. You can see one program, that is sleep 50, has been stopped and paused and put it in background. So suppose your Linux machine you have kept open for 3 to 4 days, and you have done many times Control Z. So what it will do, how it will impact your performance? Like when the program is paused, the variables, the data used in program that are in RAM. RAM means memory, random access memory. So suppose I have RAM around 1 GB or 2 GB RAM. So it will consume your RAM. The time when you have done many times Control Z, many programs has been paused and put it in your background. It will consume much RAM, and finally your laptop, or you can say your operating system, will not work properly. You can see some hanging, like it will stuck, your mouse pointer will stuck, you cannot get your prompt, and these many things. So how this paused program you will play again? You can put FG foreground. This number is 1. Press 1. See, they started working. Now if we'll do jobs, completed. Okay, this is one thing. So foreground and background. and also bg will be used for the same. Suppose I'm doing sleep ampersand, I'm running in background. Okay, now if I do bg, you can see bg job 1 already in background. Okay, so after 50 seconds when it will complete, it will show no job. Let me do again bg running. Let me do again bg already running. Give me some seconds. Let's wait. I'll clear the entire screen, then again I will do bg again running. Let me go for jobs. Yes, it's running. Actually it's running. You can verify by this. Jobs will show and bg will just give the output how many jobs are running. I think now 50 seconds might be completed. Let me go for again bg again running. Okay, let's wait. I think it's done. If I now do bg, see here, no job, no such job, nothing is in background running according or with respect to this cell. Okay, these are some things: control C, control zeta or Z, fg, bg, jobs and sleep, etc, etc. Anything else? Yes, one more thing I can say. Suppose you are in one command prompt or you have opened one terminal. How can you open another terminal? You can just go to file and new tab or new window you can do, or you can go to activities, again go to like this, not this one, this is my Windows. You can go to here and again go to terminal. Here you can again click on terminal, again new window will come up. But how to do these things in terminal without using my mouse? Okay, so the command is gnome. Suppose if you don't know the command again, so how you can do --help. You can see the command is not found. Now you can go and search in internet what is the full command. So you might find the full command is gnome-terminal. Then after that, what is the full command? You don't know. You again type --help. It will show -h or -help for seeing the syntax and all. Finally, you will see here where it is --help terminal. I want to open terminal related things. Okay, so I can type -help -terminal. So I will add here -help, then again -terminal. So it will read or it will show the terminal related helps. You can read from there and use accordingly. See here. So gnome-terminal. Then what I can use? I can use --window for what? Open a new window containing a tab with default profile, with the DE is here, and next comes into second line default profile, and --tab for opening a new tab. Okay, let me show you. So the command is gnome-terminal and I want to open a new window. Press enter, a new window come up. It's working, no challenge. Okay, so if you want to exit from a window, you can just do exit. Okay, press enter, completed. Then let me clear the entire screen, and again if you want to open a tab, the last command was window. Here I can use --tab. So it will open another tabs. Here you can see this is one tab, this is one tab. How to navigate? You can press Alt 2. You are in this second tab, Alt +1, you come to first. So if you want to exit from first, you can do your exit. Just only the second command prompt will be there. So now this is the tab which I have opened in the previous video, and if I again open a new tab, gnome-terminal -tab, this is the second tab for now. If I go to second tab, Alt +2, here I do history. Here you can see the today's commands. Okay, so the tab containing previous commands is first one, like you can see history again. This tab contains the previous class commands, and this tab F2, sorry, Alt +2, this tab containing the today's class commands. Okay, so I think now you got the difference, and how to exit from the tab, you can do exit. Okay, so these are some important and useful commands, some tricks and some more you can use in normal Linux machine usage. So that's all for this video. Anything else important, something like permissions, file permissions, and something related to security, something related to software and packages, user creation and password setting, these things are remaining. We will do these things in maximum 2 to 3 videos, or maybe 4 videos. After that, we will start doing some interesting practicals, like setting up our own servers and doing projects, okay, interesting projects, etc. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and bye bye.